Hey foodies, welcome to another mouth-watering episode inside Foodies Mansion. Today I'm teaching you how to make this beautiful chicken stroke meat pie, and I'm also going to show you two methods that will make life easy for you when you're cutting your meat pie. Let's get started. So for this recipe, we're going to need 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to need half a teaspoon of baking powder. You're going to need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm using brown sugar for this recipe because that's what I have available. Feel free to use your regular white sugar. You're going to sieve that very nicely until you have everything well sieved. Always remember to sieve your baking flour because you want to get rid of insects or any other dirt. I'm going to mix this using my spatula to make sure that all the ingredients walk through the baking flour. So this is 250 grams of butter. Now you want to use cold butter. In fact, you're going to need cold ingredients all through this recipe. After mixing, you want to get a crumb-like feel at the end of the day. You're going to make a hole in the middle to bring in your next ingredient. Our next ingredient is going to be 1 cold egg. Yes, 1 cold egg. You're going to mix that into your mixture until you have another smooth crumb-like texture. So you want to start adding your cold water. Remember I said we're using cold ingredients from your egg to your butter or margarine to the water you'll be using. Everything has to be cold. So you're going to add your water little at a time, right? You add a little at a time until you get a firm but not sticky dough. You don't want your dough to be sticky and you don't want it to be hard. If it's too hard, your meat pie or chicken pie is going to come out too hard. But if it's just perfect, that is not strong, very soft but not sticky, you're going to have an absolutely beautiful meat pie or chicken pie. You see, mine is very soft and it's not sticking to my hand. Look how clean my fingers are. So yes, that's what we're looking at getting at the end of the day. So we're going to wrap this with a cling film, or you can just cover your bowl with a towel and keep aside for it to rest. So I've wrapped it with my cling film and I'm going to keep it in my fridge so that it can rest. Up next, we're going to prepare the ingredients for the filling. First, you will need some potato, Irish potato, some carrots. You're going to need chicken or beef, shredded or minced, whichever one you'll be using for this recipe. For me, I'm using chicken. You'll need some onions, some scotched bonnet pepper, salt, thyme, curry powder, and some bouillon cubes. You also need a mixture of water and cornstarch for thickening your filling. This is very important. You can't skip it. So you're going to start with heating up your pan with some vegetable oil. When it's well heated up, you're going to throw in your onions and fry it for say 2 to 3 minutes. But you want to fry these onions until it is very fragrant and translucent. So once you've gotten it to this point, look at it looking all translucent and fragrant. You want to add your carrot and your Irish potato. These are the hard ingredients, so we're starting with them. You toss it around a little bit and then you add your chicken. In this case, my chicken is already fried and cooked, seasoned, so I don't need to go through all the process of doing that. But if you're working with minced meat, you want to start with your minced meat, frying it until it changes color to brown, and then you add your carrots and your Irish potato. So I'm going to add my spices now, from my curry powder to my thyme to my bouillon cubes and my salt. And once I've added all of them, I'm going to, yes, and my scotched bonnet pepper. You can feel free to skip the scotch bonnet pepper if you're someone who does not like heat. So after tossing it for about a minute, I'm going to add a little bit of water, say a cup of water, cover it and allow it to cook. After 5 minutes, my potato and my carrot are a bit softer. Then I'm going to add my slurry. You don't want to add your slurry at the beginning because it's going to thicken the sauce without your hard ingredients getting cooked. So I've added my slurry. I'm going to allow it thicken. Say 2 minutes is already thick, and I would check on that. Turn up my heat and allow this to sit and cool. Up next, we're going to start filling our dough with our filling. We're going to cut this dough into 8 equal parts because we don't want to overwork our dough. Remember, it's just coming from the refrigerator, it has taken some rest, yeah, and you don't want to overwork it. So I'm going to start with one portion at a time. You want to spread some all-purpose baking flour on your work surface, and you're going to fold and knead this dough a little bit, just say 30 seconds thereabout, so that you don't overwork it. After this, you want to spread it out using your rolling pin. Don't forget to also put some all-purpose flour on your rolling pin so that it doesn't stick to the dough, right? I'll be showing you two methods you can use in cutting out your meat pie circle. You can either use something round in your kitchen. In my case, I'm using a round plate. You're just going to put it, you either use a knife to cut it out, or you can just shake it the way I did, and you're going to get a circle. Now, after getting this round shape, you want to break one cold egg into a plate. You whisk it or beat it, and then you're going to use that as your egg wash. Now, that's going to serve as your binder. This is mine. I'm going to use a brush to spread this egg wash around my dough. This is what we're going to use as our binder, like I said. I mean our glue. That's what's going to help the edges to stay together. And then you want to put your filling at the middle of your dough. And then you neatly press one side against the other. Use your finger to hold it down first. After holding it down, you can then use a fork to do the last pressing to make sure that it's well covered. I feel like this also gives it some very beautiful design. So yes, and after doing this, you also want to use your egg wash at the top of your meat pie or chicken pie. This is what gives meat pie that glow it has after baking, right? And then when it cracks, it's just so beautiful. So this is what gives you that effect. So here is our chicken pie looking all glossy and beautiful. Now I'm going to show you the second method you can use in cutting out your meat pie. Now this is what we call a meat pie cutter. You can get it very easily in any local market or store around you. It is very cheap. It's not so expensive. You get your meat pie cutter. You place your spread out dough inside the meat pie cutter, and then you apply your binder, which is your egg that has been whisked. You're going to apply it around it. Put in your filling, right? You want to be generous with your filling, and then you close your meat pie cutter. The moment you close it tightly, the excess edges are going to fall out. So you're just going to pick that out and you're done. That's it. Look how nice this looks. So this saves you a whole lot of time. I prefer this method personally right? It's time saving. And then, of course, you're going to put your egg wash at the top of your meat pie or chicken pie, like I said, for that glow, right? That you want to see at the end of the day. We still have an equally beautiful pie at hand. So I'm going to continue with the rest of them behind the scene. And here we have them. I'm going to poke holes at the top of my meat pie, my chicken pie, so that heat can penetrate my pie and everything is evenly cooked. And I'm going to pop this in the oven.
One eternity later.
Guys, look how beautiful, look how nice this looks. I enjoyed every bit of this chicken pie. It was divine. My sister was around to enjoy it with I and my family, and she loved it. I want to hear about yours. Thank you, Foodie, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye, Foodie.